Andrea here, pharmacist, 25 years. And what I'm trying to do is clean up all the toxins that we're being bombarded with to get people's inflammation down and get their health back. So today, I want to talk about the food, everything we consume. I want to explain what GMO food is. The first time I saw this was 3 or 4 years ago. I started seeing on labels non-GMO. So my first question is, what's GMO and why do I not want it? I question everything. So what I discovered was it stands for genetically modified organism. And they're going in with fruits and vegetables and they're genetically modifying it so that they say it's to improve crop yield. It's also making them resistant to pesticides. And so I've seen many articles from the higher ups, they say it's great. But then you go to like farmers and people that actually looked at this food and researched it, they're finding trace amounts of pesticides on these crops, like Roundup. So I'm like, no, that's toxic. I don't want that. So at all costs, I try to avoid, I try to get the label that says non-GMO. Now, here's the thing too. The United States does not require to have that on the label that there's anything genetically modified. They don't have to put it on there. But people that don't have it in there will say, hey, we don't have these modified organisms in here, genetically modified food. So another thing is I saw where they're changing the term. I think people are onto the GMO thing. And so they're changing the term. If you see bioengineered, same thing. They're changing the GMO to bioengineered. If you look on the back, I saw one today. I looked at a label. One's in my cabinet, but I didn't know this until recently. It says this product contains bioengineered products. So just be aware of that. They also state that the higher ups, that it's just as nutritious. And I'm thinking, there's no way that I just want it the way God did it. There's no way when you start messing with food it's going to be as nutritious. And I have found, it's hard to find, but I have seen charts with a side-by-side, and it's like huge. The non-GMO food has like 3 times the nutrients. I'm talking vitamins, minerals, like phosphorus, all the minerals you need to keep your body functioning. Phosphorus, iron, copper, magnesium, all of them. And so you could be becoming gradually deficient. And I will tell you this too, if you look online, look at the symptoms of vitamin and mineral deficiencies. A lot of those symptoms, this is what I'm saying, that if you're vitamin deficient and you go to the doctor with some of the symptoms of vitamin and mineral deficiencies, they're going to maybe just hand you a pill when all it is just, it's a nutrition problem. It'll say muscle pain, muscle spasms, agitation, depression. Those are all symptoms. Okay, so we're going to try to avoid these foods. I did find the main crops they're using them on is soybean and corn, which is in everything. But there was a group, I want to make sure I say it, the American Academy of Environmental Medicine started researching. They noticed an uptick in chronic disease since 2010, and that's when these things were introduced. Okay? So they're like, there has to be a correlation. These are actually good scientists because they did a peer-reviewed study where they took a group of people, all with chronic disease. They took them all off of genetically modified food only to organic, non-GMO food to see what would happen with their health. And you can find this in the International Journal of Human Nutrition and Functional Medicine. And what they found was, this was astronomical. And this is from my last video about IBS, where the lining of, watch it if you haven't, it's IBS and other chronic diseases caused by toxins. Digestion problems improved by 85%. That would be IBS, bloating, diarrhea, constipation with the cramping and the diarrhea and all day long. A lot of people have this issue. A lot of stomach problems. Depression and anxiety, also huge. People are so anxious now. 51% improvement because they're not eating these toxins. Memory improved by 48%. Did I say obesity? Obesity, 54%. Joint pain, 47%. I mean, they just went, that's how much they improved. Now, the obesity thing, since that is such an issue in the United States, and I know a lot of processed food, people know that, junk food, Twinkies, you just don't eat processed food with all the chemicals. But if you're trying to eat well and you're eating vegetables that are genetically modified, it's going to be the same problem. I'll tell a story. My sister, I always refer to my sister going to Egypt because she was out of the United States. And she did not believe me until she went there. And she called me and she said, the food here is phenomenal. It doesn't even taste the same. Fruits and vegetables, produce. And she says, I've done nothing for 2 months except eat whatever I want, and I've lost 20 pounds. It just like melted off. So, it's something to do with, first of all, your body's functioning properly. You're getting all the nutrients and the minerals that you need in order to function. You're not getting chronic inflammation. When your body's trying to fight chronic inflammation, I don't know, something happens with metabolism, I don't know. But I have done this for years, especially since the last 4 or 5 years with the GMO foods. I didn't really know much about it before that, but I've lost 25 pounds and kept it off for 13 years. So whatever I'm doing is working. I'm going to do a video next about how I did that. And this food pyramid that they pushed, I tried to do the opposite of everything that was pushed. I'm sorry, it's just, and it worked. Because they wanted you to eat like no fat, remember? So I'll do a video about that. And I actually lost more weight than was my goal. So anyway, hope this helps you out with the food and just trying to get people healthier. And if there's any other chronic diseases or anything, any tips that you want, I will do the research. I am not working. Ever since this, it's like my eyes are open. And so I would just love to help people be able to get off some of their medications. That was the #1 thing. People would ask me, how do I get off of some of these pills? And they just keep piling on more pills because But anyway, that's what I'm going to do next time.